We all work for organizations where people are trying their best and everyone's so busy, heads down in their own work. And it's really hard to build these types of communities and workspaces where people thrive and feel like they matter and feel like they're doing something that serves a higher purpose. So one thing I would say based on my research into Taylor Swift is, and we've talked a lot about this, is it needs to be an obsession, right? If you're in charge of people, like you need to feel it deeply and it needs to feel authentic to you to want to delight and bring joy to people's lives and to work as hard as possible to make that happen, because it is a job. It is really, really difficult to do. And if you look at Taylor, she has millions of fans who all have very, very strong opinions about what she should be doing. And she continually finds new ways to delight them. And that has to be a struggle for her to really try to come up with new ways to do that. Yet it's the work that she's willing to do. And I don't think that Taylor Swift would be as popular or as successful if she wasn't so obsessed with her fans and their experiences. And I think that's something that we can all take away from her. Taylor is, I call her fan obsessed. In business, we call it customer obsessed. And this, I wouldn't say it's rare for an artist to be fan obsessed, but I think the levels that she goes to is pretty rare. And I think as creatives and artists, we tend to really focus on our craft. And I think that's essential. You really do need to focus on your craft. But Taylor has always been equally obsessed about her fans, finding new ways to delight her fans, but also listening to her fans and really understanding what they want from her. And that's a big reason why she's able to make these shifts. It's a big reason why she's found such longevity, because she never seems to lose track of that. We need to, yes, think about our jobs. We need to think about our craft. We need to think about the products that we're making. But I do think that it's equally important to think about the employee experience, but also our customer experience, right? And that's something that we need to be obsessed about. And that's what Taylor is. Taylor reinvents herself, but I think she prizes trust and consistency above all else. And it all comes back to her fans. So even though she has moved from country music to pop music to synth pop to indie rock, the core of what she does never changes. It's really hard to get past short-termism. It's a scourge on business. And I mean, I understand it. CEOs and leaders are beholden to their shareholders, and Wall Street and the stock market tends to be very short-term focused. Taylor's in a different position. She's a company of one, and she's not a publicly traded company. But what I admire most about her is that she received the Innovator of the Year award from iHeartRadio. And she gets up to receive the award, and she was almost sheepish about it. And she said, I don't wake up every day saying I want to innovate stuff. I do what's best for me given the circumstances. And it just so happens that those decisions don't have prior precedent sometimes. That some of my best decisions are ones that no one has done before. And I think that's what makes her such a great strategic thinker, is she makes very music first decisions. She doesn't seem like the type that's sitting in a boardroom who's really trying to strategize like a chess grandmaster. She really tends to trust her instinct, and wherever she wants her music to go, that's the direction she moves in. And then she makes decisions from there. That's where her strategies come from. So I think that's why a lot of her decision making, it does seem like she's 3 moves ahead of everyone else. But in many cases, I don't think she is. I think she's just really making decisions that's what's best for her. And then she has the ability to adapt and pivot from there. And you could see this when she bought back her re-recordings or her original recordings, right? Because she had spent so much time doing the re-recordings and it worked. She did everything she wanted to accomplish, yet she still bought back that original music. And that's her ability to adapt and do what's right based on the circumstances, even though you could argue that that decision might have been a tough one because she had asked her fans to not listen to the old music. And then now all of a sudden she's turning around and saying, you know what? Never mind, you can listen to the old music now because I bought it back. But this is what she does so well. She changes, she adapts, and then she really, really communicates. She makes sure that she communicates in a very clear and emotional way to her fans, and it works. Because even when she brought back that old music, there really wasn't any pushback. Her fans were celebrating and called the day that she brought them back Independence Day. So her fans are just so willing to go above and beyond for her because Taylor makes sure to include them in the decision making. At least after she makes the decision, she's really clear about why she does the things that she does. For my entire career, I've been very craft focused, like very focused on improving as a writer, improving as an editor, and that's really important. But I think what Taylor has taught me is that yes, she's obsessed with those things too. She's a great songwriter. She's always trying to evolve and grow her craft. But again, she's like really, really smart at understanding that relationships are just as important. And I think I understood that, but just following her career, it's really hammered that home to me. And for her, it comes from a sense of humility, I think. She understands that superstars, in her case, aren't self-made. They're created by fans. It's a fan-generated phenomenon. And that's why she's so obsessed with delighting her fans over and over and over again and building the right relationships to build her career. And that's something that I think about daily at this point, that it's not just about being a great writer. It's not just about being a great editor. It's really about building and forming exceptional relationships.